After trying out hundreds of products, these are the worst product that I tried in 2024. So let's begin. If you like any of these products, then please keep on liking them. It's just me, my personal preference, my skin type, hair type. They did not work out for me, and it doesn't mean that they will not work out for you either. So if you love any of these products, keep on loving them. The first one, I do not have it with me. I either ended up decluttering it or I was not able to find it. If I find it when I'm editing this video, I will chip it in. It's my e.l.f. Putty color corrector that looks something like this one. Now it works well on its own, but when I apply it underneath my concealer, like no matter what concealer I apply on top, it always ends up creasing on me. So that one was a fail for me. I rather like their liquid color corrector. It works great for me, but that putty one, no go, not for me. You guys probably know my love for blushes, and I tend to try out a lot of blushes, but I have some fails in this video and they are super shocking. Here is a product that could be really surprising to you because I rave about these products, but I am also including them in this video. And I'm talking about these NYX Buttermelt blushes. Now don't get me wrong, there are like two formulations. One is super duper glowy and one is like satin matte. I love, adore the satiny matte formulations, but these glowy ones, they're like way too glowy for my liking, and they emphasize every little texture that I have on my face. Now it's not really visible on camera, but in person, when you look at me, they just emphasize every little line that I have, and it looks super duper unflattering. And the two shades that I have are Filling Butter as well as Butter. Now I will use them as a blush topper, like very sparingly, but if I want to wear them as my main blush, they look super duper unflattering on my skin personally. Especially I have like a little bit of texture happening and it just looks super duper glowy. Now if you have nearly perfect skin and if you do not have a lot of texture to deal with, maybe you will love them because the shades are beautiful, they blend beautifully on my skin. It's just that glowiness, that texture emphasizing element that I cannot ignore, and that is the reason why I am not reaching for them at all, and I kind of regret buying them. It's a super popular one, and I am talking about these soft pinch blushes from Rare Beauty. And don't get me wrong, I love the shade, I love the formula, but my issue is the same. I wish it was more blushy and less highlightery. Like whenever I apply it on my cheeks, it just emphasizes every little texture that I have. It is just super duper highlightery and glowy for my liking. Like I have dry skin, I need all the glow that I can get, but even for me it's like way too glowy. Even when I want to use it as a blush topper, then too it sometimes emphasizes every little texture that I have, and it just does not look very flattering on my skin tone. I can use it as my eyeshadow, but that is not the purpose for this one. So the next product is again a blush, and I ended up returning it. Again, I have done a full in-depth review here on my channel. If you want to check it out, I will link it in the description box down below. I am talking about this Maybelline Cheek Kiss blushes. Like, it's 2024 and you might think, what would go wrong with a liquid blush? Well, that could go wrong. That was like a disaster for me. Though I pretty much loved the shades that I got, but they do not have any pigment to them. Like when I started blending them out, they just blended into nothing, and they contain really noticeable specks of glitters that look super duper unflattering on my skin. They emphasize every bit of texture, and the consistency is so gel-like that they end up removing my base. Like I tried to use them with so many complexion products, but each time they ended up messing with my foundation. So those were like a huge fail for me, and it just saddens me to say that because the concept was so good. Instead, I would say try these Lumi blushes from Loreal. They are like the same concept but a better formula. This is what I'm wearing today and I love it. And the next blush fail that I have here is again a high-end luxury brand, and I'm talking about this Natasha Denona. Like I need a nude cutesy little blush palette over here. Now look at the packaging, it's so cute, and I got it mainly because I wanted something that is so travel friendly. But here is my issue. First of all, the shades that they put in here, it gives me chalk. Can you see? The formula is super dusty and powdery and chalky. Honestly speaking, my drugstore blushes perform way better than this one. Like my $5 Essence blush is phenomenal, but this costs $20. It's not worth the hype or price tag at all. The highlighter is super dusty and chalky. Can you see how chalky this is? And these two shades, these two deeper shades, they barely show up on my skin tone. Like I need to layer it up and layer it up to get some amount of pigment onto my cheeks. Now it's Natasha Denona and I expected a bit more quality from it, but it just gave me nothing. I love the shades that are here, but it just does not show up on my skin tone, so that one is a huge fail. Now I do not like to experiment with my hair care products or my skincare products, but this time I was a little more courageous and I tried out this Eva NYC therapy session mask. A lot of people just rave about it, but sadly it just did not like meet my expectations. Like I have super dry hair, all right, so I need something that gives me all the moisture without weighing down my hair. But it is like after applying this hair mask, I did not get that soft touchable like effect. Rather, it just makes my hair a little more dry. To be very honest, my hair conditioners perform way better than a hair mask. So you are supposed to give me that touchable, soft, nourishing hair, but it did not perform well for me, so it's in here. And next I have got 3 products from LA Girl, and I'm talking about these liquid glitter eyeshadows from LA Girl. First of all, the shades are beautiful, and that's it, just beautiful shades. They're so gel like, thin, watery. I tried to put them on my eyes and every time they crease like crazy, and no matter what concealer or what eyeshadow I put underneath them, they end up removing that eyeshadow or that concealer completely, giving me a patchy like eyelid, and my real eyelid skin just peeps through them. So this is such a terrible formula, and what a shame because the shades are really big. Product is again a super viral product, and I'm talking about this Real Techniques concealer brush. Like it went viral like crazy and it was out of stock for a hot minute. But let me just tell you, I like a concealer brush that is a little bit shorter and a little more dense to buff out my concealer underneath my eyes, but the bristles are not very dense and it is too long for my liking, and as a result I cannot apply my concealer super precisely, and every time I try to apply my concealer it just becomes streaky. It does not give me that blend that I want. The shape is pretty weird in my opinion. I do not like this concealer brush at all. Like the price point is amazing, but the product itself is not. Next I have here super popular product, and it is really affordable, and I'm talking about this NYX lip liner pencils. Now don't get me wrong, I love the shade. I love how creamy this feels on my lips. But when I'm using a lip liner, I want them to be a little more long wearing. But this one, it fades super quickly. It's $2, I know, but you know, I want performance from my lip liners. Like I want it to lock my lipstick or my lip gloss in. It is super creamy that it smudges and it fades away super quickly, even before my lipstick. So that is not a good formula. If you are into drugstore lip liners, I think spend a little bit more and get those Essence 8-hour lip pencils. Those are like pretty long wearing and they were like for $3.99 if I'm not mistaken. Those lip pencils are my absolute favorite, but this one sadly I don't reach for it anymore, and I can use it as my lipstick, but that is not the purpose of a lip liner, right? So that was a fail for me. Next I have here another popular product, and I'm talking about this NYX Dark Plump Lip Gloss. Now I love a good plumping lip gloss, all right, and if it is pigmented and gives me some color, that is a plus. That's why I got it. The shade is really pretty, I love it, but it burns so bad. Like even after like 30 to 40 minutes of my initial application, my lips still are on fire. I love my Too Faced lip injections. That one burns too, but if I compare this burn to that one, it's probably nothing. And on top of that, it does not even plump up my lips at all. Like I do not see any significant plumping effect with this product. I wish they just eliminate that plumping effect and they just release these lip glosses it would be a smashing hit, at least for me. So yeah, that one is a no-go for me. Next, I have another lip product that just did not work out for me, is this very popular one, this L'Oreal Glow Paradise Lip Balm. Now I love the shade. It's beautiful. It's that tinted lip balm, super duper hydrating, but my issue is the smell. And look at the way it's melting down. Okay, I can still get past that melting situation, but the smell is so bad. It has got that artificial plasticky floral kind of a smell, and I can taste it in my mouth, and the scent actually lingers for a really long time, which I do not like at all, and I just cannot take it. Like, when you can, if it is like a vanilla cupcake kind of a smell, I can still get it, but if you can taste that floral plastic scent in your mouth, that is not a pleasant experience. So I regret buying it, and that is the reason why I do not reach for it at all. There is another product from e.l.f. that just did not work out for me, and this is their e.l.f. Camo powder foundation over here. Now, I do not like the formula of this powder at all. It is super thick and heavy, and it oxidizes. I just cannot use it as my main powder foundation. Forget about it. If I try to use it as a setting powder, it just sits on top of my skin, and it does not give me that blurring effect at all. It is just super thick and heavy and chalky in my opinion, so I just regret buying it. Next regret is this lash primer from Essence. Now I love a good lash primer. My favorite one is from L'Oreal. That one is a staple in my collection. So when I spotted this one at my local Ulta, I immediately picked it up, but sadly it did nothing for my lashes. It did not give me the volume I needed. It did not give me the length I needed. So this is, though it's really affordable, but performance wise it's not worth it in my opinion. I would suggest you to spend that extra buck and get the L'Oreal one and thank me later. That L'Oreal one is like top of the top, but this one not so much. The next two products I ended up decluttering. The first one is this Profusion Cosmetics eyeshadow palette. I will attach a picture over here, or if I have it in my collection still, I will pop up a picture here as well. First of all, Profusion eyeshadow formula is hit. Sometimes it's a hit and sometimes it's a miss, and this one is a huge fail for me. I usually love Profusion eyeshadow formula, but these eyeshadows were so chalky, so powdery, dusty and patchy. They were super duper hard to blend. I could not make them work, so I immediately said no, I'm not doing it. It is 2024 and there are so many good affordable options out there, so those were not for me. And the next one I think I ended up decluttering as well, and I am talking about this Revolution Beauty highlighter. It looks super stunning under the artificial lights at my local Walgreens, so I picked that one up. But when I got home and I swatched it, it's dusty, it's chalky, it's powdery. It did not give me that smooth look that I wanted, and the formula was super 2015 2016. It's 2024 and there are so many great affordable options out there, so the formula was a bit outdated and not my favorite, so I ended up returning that one as well. The next two products are huge fails for me because I had such a high expectations from them and they just failed me so badly, and it still pains me. The first one is Haus Labs High Tech Concealer. I know it's a very popular one and so many people just swear by it, love it. I am not one of them. I have done a full in-depth review here on my channel. I will link it in the description box down below, so make sure to check it out. Now, I love the doe foot applicator. I love the shade. I love the consistency as well. But my first issue is it does not give me that coverage that I want. I know it's a medium coverage concealer, but I don't mind a medium coverage concealer actually. I prefer it for my natural makeup days, but you guys probably know I have super duper bad dark circles underneath my eyes and I need something to cover them up. Even after building it up, it does not provide me the coverage that I want. My darkness still peeps through, which is a disaster, but that is not my only one issue. First of all, it looks super duper dry. I try to use it with different eye creams, different setting powders, but each time it looks super dry and crepey underneath my eyes, and it emphasizes every little texture that I have. And some days it creases super badly. It's a high-end concealer, and I have other high-end concealers. They are from the same price tag. For example, my Tarte Shape Tape, my Natasha Denona concealer, and my Danessa Myrick concealer. Those are the best concealers I have ever tried. They don't do any of these things. Like, this one was such a huge fail, and I got it, I think, last year during the Sephora VIB sale, and I had to fly out to India to attend a family emergency last year. So by the time I got it back and I tried it, did not like it, and I missed the return window, so I could not even return that one. And the next one, same thing happened. Like, I got it with this concealer and I missed the return period. And this one is this KVD Beauty Good Apple Serum Concealer. Now, first of all, it gives me great coverage. It's like super duper duper full coverage, and that's it. It emphasizes every little texture that I have underneath my eyes. Like, it emphasizes the lines that I did not even know I have. It's that type of like crepey situation. It's cakey, it creases, it does not last. My under eyes look super dry and thirsty whenever I wear it, so it's not for me. And next one is a recent fail, and it is again a really popular one, and everywhere I see, I have not found a single person who give it a negative review. Like, everyone raves about it, but for me, it's a no-go. And I'm talking about this MAC Cosmetics Studio Radiance Concealer. I love the foundation. I have done a full in-depth review of the foundation as well as this concealer. I will link both of them in the description box down below. And usually MAC complexion products, they work for me. I have never tried any MAC complexion product that has failed me, but this is for the first time a MAC complexion product that I do not like. Now, here are my issues. First of all, it does not crease. I will give it that. It, like, even after wearing it for 9 to 10 hours, it still does not crease too much, which I love. But first of all, again, it gives me like 40% coverage when I initially apply it. If I try to build it up, it gives me kind of 70% coverage. It is not enough for my super duper bad under eye dark circles. That is not my only issue. It, again, the consistency is super liquidy and watery, that it emphasizes every little texture that I have underneath my eyes, and it just keeps on swimming into the lines that I have. And one more thing, it is super duper liquidy, so it stays wet underneath my eyes even after like 10 to 15 minutes. And when I try to set it with my loose setting powder or even with my pressed powder, it soaks up that powder and gives me that crepey and cakey under eye area. It ages me. That's what I'm trying to say here. I will attach a picture over here, like wearing this concealer, and you will get to see how cakey my under eyes are looking. Like, it's super unflattering underneath my eyes, so it's in this list. So yeah, guys, those were the products that did not work out for me at all, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and I hope this video was helpful for you. If you did, then please give it a thumbs up, and please do subscribe to my channel and ring the bell icon so that you get notifications whenever I upload a new video. And if you are not following me on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, then please do follow me there. All the links will be given in the description box down below, so make sure to check them out. And I will see you soon in my next video. Till then, bye and take care. Bye.